everyone. How are we all doing? Sorry, I just thought I'd that tune play for a few extra seconds there. I really like that. That's a cracker. Good evening. It's the start of the week. It's Monday night. It can mean only one thing. It's SOP Motorsports British GP Summer Series, and we are here for the penultimate round. It is round number 6, 75 minutes apiece. We will see our drivers on track this evening. We're going to be seeing the silvers on display first, and then of course it will be the pros later on this evening, 9 PM UK time, so make sure you jump back in and get involved with that as well. We are here, as I mentioned, to see the silvers, he says, bumbling through. Look at that, 1,500 members is still saved in there. Love to see that. This is what we're here to see this evening. It is the silvers. Milden is leading the way with Mix 64. Tucked in very close, only 2 points behind SOP's MSX, rounding out the SOP double in the top trio. 104 points, only 8 points off the lead, and himself 6 points ahead of the mighty Iggy, Dex Dexter, Mike Ferreira, Hill Rocka, Mr. Deathzone, Will Castle, and Mike DeGod. The drivers making up the top 10 in the championship after 5 rounds so far. But it is round number 6 this evening. Let's at least open a look at that. Curse of the commentator. As soon as you switch to someone that bin it in qualifying, a minute 45 left of qualifying. Salasas, Andrecht, Dexter, Mike Ferreira, Silver Carter, Mr. Deathzone, GTJ, Will Castle, Hill Rocka, ERT, Khalifa in the house, Mike the God, SOP's MSX, Itadak is in 5th at the moment, Milden, the Mighty Iggy, Yuri B, and Mix 64 off and running in the lead at the moment. Let's use some of these other cameras. There we go. Let's get some nice close-ups of the cars. What we'll need to do though is jump back there. Pachow! It's Snetterton. An absolute mind-boggler of a course that I still haven't driven yet. Somehow, some way, I have managed to avoid that. I've also managed to avoid putting the sound back on after I had the music playing. There we go. Some engine sounds maybe? Yeah, let's do some game sound. What do we think? Yeah, we'll treat ourselves. It's Snetterton, 1951. This British classic was built. Looked more like a witch's hat than a... well, whatever it is, it looks like these days. 2011 was the last update. 2.9 miles long, just a teeny bit shy of the 3 miles. 4.7 kilometers for those of you who are more up to date with those types of things. Williams, Montreal, Ritchie, Nelson, the bomb hole, Karam. Expect action there today. That is one. The man with 1,000 personalities, and they're all constantly arguing. Good evening, John. Good evening, Ian. Good evening, Leon Seeley. Good evening, SOP Milden. And, of course, Floppy Fox. How are you? Good evening. How are you all doing? It's good to see you here. On behalf of Arnold, I would like to welcome you to the SOP Summer Series. Get down! Yeah, I really do need to practice these before I start throwing them out there, don't I? Who have we still got? I will try SOP MSX. We know to be one of our championship contenders, and he's just put paid to that little link I was about to do because he's pulled into the pits. Well, thanks very much, Mr. MSX. Let's jump on board with Mr. Deathzone. 1.5 seconds off the lead at the moment in the Mercedes. He'll be grateful that the track is dry this evening. Dexter very close to him as well. A little bit of a glitch there as he jumped through. You know, he does the Dutch as well. Of course, Mr. Deathzone is Portuguese. But we do the Dutch accent now as well, I get told by the Bears told me. He said, your Dutch is very good, you know. Well, he didn't actually. He said it was terrible. Please don't ever do that again. You've offended my entire country. But yeah, for entertainment purposes, we'll crack on. 1 minute 47.3 for Mix. Oh, and Deathzone's come out the pits as well. What are you doing to me? What are you doing to me? So it's Mix 64 who's going to take pole position. Yuri B a 10th off, only a 10th and a half off the lead. The Mighty Iggy in the Lamborghini. SOP Milden, he has been in the chat and he is in 4th on the grid. He will start, side by side with Iggy. Then it's Itadak and SOP MSX and 6 Mike the God. 7th, Khalifa, Hill Rocket, and ERT Dexter rounding out the top 10, all well within a second and a half. In fact, the top 13 within a second and a half of the lead. And only 2.8 seconds separate the whole field, in fact, which is not bad going. Oh, I better get on board with somebody up front before the camera goes all wonky. Let's do the helicam thing. Let's do the helicam thing. Yeah. Oh, I was just about to say who was cheering on in the chat. Ian Egan is well in there. He is cheering on Team SOP. No doubt there. Who else is cheering on who else? Anybody cheering on the commentator? I've heard he's crap. Go, go, go. There you go. There's me chipping in as well. Boom. So everybody give us a number in the chat. Even just type in the number of the driver. Some really quick times. Best get some more practice in or I'll get shown up. Indeed, Floppy. Make sure you leave a screen running though. Thank you, by the way, to Farm Junkie if you're watching. Our most recent follower. Followed a couple of days ago when we didn't have. Raven for the win. Boom! SOP Milden is getting extra camera time tonight. We love it. We absolutely love it. So expect to see a lot of the Bentley tonight. Boom. SOP Milden. Floppy Fox, he's cheering on his ILE teammate. In fact, sorry, Yuri is full Indigo Lime. Is he Indigo Lime Racing? Or Evo? I'm sure he's the ILE. Yeah, he's got slightly different colours. So there we go then. Floppy Fox showing some team support there. For Yuri B. Couple of SOP drivers in there. We have got Mr. Death Zone Racing, of course. I wonder if we'll see any VPB guys. Zalgrosso. Still don't know what that means, I'm sorry. I'm sure somebody did tell me. Let's get the old helicam ready. Just because we know how much of yeah, right, that's it. We are now locked in. Dun dun dun. Bum 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 bum. Well. There we go, as we can see, it looks like it's going to be a nice sunny race for our drivers. The mighty Iggy still has a checkered flag next to his name. Oh, he's still got plenty of time. Plenty of time. 17 drivers on the track at the moment. Good mix of cars as well with HUD right through. Etienne, good evening, and wishing everyone good luck. Excellent. I love to see it, love to see it. Spreading the love through the whole field. Absolutely fabulous. 17 drivers we've got on track. Remember as well, if you do want to get involved, all you need to do is press !Discord. And I love doing this just to show off now. Dun dun dun. You can click on that link and get involved with the racing. PS4 and PC is where it's at. Doing a lot of races with SimGrid. We've got a staff and patron race coming up on Wednesday night as well. So expect that to be good fun. Myself, Simon, Kane, Daxyman are all involved in that. Homeschool Racer's going to be involved. I'm not sure how we'll be streaming it, but we will be streaming it from someone's point of view, because obviously all the staff will be taking part in the race. And then this Saturday we have got, of course, the weekend event. I do believe it's the GT4s, that's why it's probably scrubbed from my memory. I know Suzuka's the end of the month, so this weekend, the one I'm trying to forget must be, yeah, 75 minutes at Mazzano in the GT4s. Let's just have a look at that. There we go. Yeah, I love doing the whole social media thing. There we go. Get that shared, get that shared. If you are watching, by the way, feel free to share, get everyone involved. Wednesday at a fun event. This is serious business. Well, it's going to have to be a fun event, because I've seen the way you and Simon cheat going over those curbs at the first chicane, Ian. So, if I'm honest, yeah, I'm treating it as a fun event, because, yeah, it's, you guys have taken the fun out of it with the whole I can tune my car and make it better. Well, that's just great. Some of us can't. Some of us struggle to purely keep it on track. Bear with me 2 seconds. I'm just going to say, we are getting joined by Simon at some point this evening. Of course, Kane will be joining me for the second broadcast. I am here on my own at the minute. Bear with me 2 seconds. Oh no, I have returned. Sorry, I'm setting up fans left, right and centre. The temperature in here is unbelievable. That's because you drive in Fiat. You lasted 2 laps hanging on their car, dare I say. Was it as much as 2 laps? I don't know if it was as many as 2 laps here. I think I gave up. Wait, if we're not giving, and by the way, I meant the 29s. 29.8 I did today. And I'm threatening the low, so don't worry. I've got Simon's number. You and your McLaren set up, don't you worry. I've got you all sorted out. ERT Khalifa doesn't have it sorted out though. He's going to be starting from the pitch. This is not good move, you know. His bold strategy. We'll have to see how it works for him. Good evening, Militant. How are you doing, bud? Good to see you, good to see you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's the Silvers. That's right, you coming to eye up potential competition. There's Jack UFC. How are you doing, bud? Jack, we've decided to call you Jack UFC now because we're huge UFC fans. Hope you don't mind. Well, we're calling you Jack West Ham. So, hope you don't mind. You're now Jack UFC because you're an awesome driver and we love the UFC, so we just thought we'd call you Jack UFC from now on. So hopefully hopefully that's okay. But yeah, good to see you here, bud. Looking forward to your pro race later on. All good, guys, can't complain. I'm doing pretty well, my friend. Thanks for asking. Thanks for asking. Trying to catch my breath in this heat. It is rusty, toasty, cozy. Past the pit entrance. They're coming. We're going to see some green lights very soon. Khalifa starting from the pits. He's a top 10 driver. It's going to make a big mess of the green light, and there we go. The McLaren's got an absolute flyer there. Mix 64 is away. And third got a good run as well. Aitadak was going to come out and say, oh, a boy's making contact. He's going to come back across and wipe out that McLaren. The two of them get sent off into the shadow realm. Early doors then, so trying to avoid a manoeuvre. No, did was take himself. Yuri B has run well wide. He's been taken right up the inside by the Lambo, and MSX quite fancies popping one up the inside there as well. Doesn't quite get the traction though. Yuri B does get the traction on the exit to recover. Let's see how bad it is further down the field. Aitadak. Oh, it's way down the field. Oh, and that's Whale Castle that's off. I can tell from the livery. That's a McLaren that's coming back through as well. Is that Mike the God? It is. So it was Mike the God that made the initial contact with Aitadak as he came back on. He's lancing up through, so he's got back ahead of Aitadak once again. Dexter seems to be the main beneficiary there. No, so there's Whale Castle there. Oh, it's Silver Carter that's in the Mercedes. Oh, and we've had another wiggle there. Mike the God again. I don't know if there was contact there or not, but yeah, Mike the God and the McLaren not having a great start. Mix 64 is. He's got himself a lead over the mighty Iggy in second, Yuri B in third, SOP Milden in fourth, and SOP MSX in fifth. We've got Hill Rocket in sixth, Dexter in seventh, Whale Castle is in eighth. I've ignored my fake news broadcast earlier. GTJ is in ninth, Andreert is in 10th, Salazas in 11th, Mike Ferreira 12th, Aitadak in 13th, now Silver Carter 14th, Mike the God 15th, ERT Khalifa is in 60th, the Mr. Death Zone looks like he's been collected as well. Genuinely has been a bit of a magnet for bad luck this season. Not always, he's never, very rarely he's on down, to be fair. But it looks like he's been collected as well. What an absolute flyer over an opening lap that is. And it doesn't look like lap 2 is going to be any quieter. As for Mike 64, he's got a 1.7 second lead over the Lamborghini driving Mike Yegi, but he is not being left alone by Yuri B, who in turn has definitely not been left alone by SOP Milden. In fact, SOP Milden looks like he got the slightly better corner out with three of them there. I could not be mistaken, no. Doesn't seem to close that gap then. He's got his teammate Milden, MSX backing him up. He's going to have to defend from Hill Rocket very soon. Dexter's got a handful of Whale Castle at the minute. Dex definitely got Race IQ 200, so if he feels the need to let Whale through to extend his first stint, then he definitely will. So like I say, 75-minute race. So yeah, an hour and 15 minutes with a mandatory pit stop. All they need to do is change tyres. He eats pressure for breakfast. Am I right in saying the Porker is OP here, just ramping up the pressure? See it? Oh, what's happened there? Yuri B. Oh yeah, he has got a much better run now. Along the Bentley, straight into Nelson, thinking about it, he's going to hold a tighter line, he's going to go around the outside. Oof. Bit of argy-bargy there, unsettles the back of the Lamborghini, which unsettles both of the cars. Brings Milden right back into play. It's looking a bit lively between Will Castle and Dexter at the moment as well. Itadak trying to get himself back up at the front of the grid. He's got Salazar blocking the way. That's not going to be an easy overtake. Yuri B on Mighty Iggy. Oh, look at him. Very close there, just as we're crossing the time work. Let's just see what Yuri B can see. Yeah, really calm. Really need to take that bit. Has he been in that calm the whole time? Aha. It's not the shabby, but it's hot on and off the track. Yeah, track temperature. We're on board with Yuri B though. Mike McGod, he's coming to take his bit of that one incident. So it'll be interesting to see if he has to come back in for more fuel. 100% sure that the market does have fuel. Just over an hour and 10 minutes in one sitting. He may even have just changed his tyres to get the mandatory off and then look for a splash and dash later on. So we're applying all the pressure at the moment. And yeah, SOP Milden very close in the background there as well. It's coming to Nelson once again. Yeah, it's pretty close still between the three of them. Milden just biding his time there, watching in the background. Audi of Yuri B looking very planted there, but the Lamborghini in front not making any mistakes. Very, very, very solid. Yuri B just nibbling away a little bit in each corner, though, by the look of it. Just oh, we've got someone going off in the back. It's Hill Rocker. Hill Rocker's just gone off in the background there. Now, that is an absolute nightmare corner. Of course, Karam into Murray's. Don't even talk about my psychological damage that corner did to project cars do back in the day. But yeah, the thing is an absolute nightmare. Hill Rocker falling foul of it there. That's freed up MSX then to support his teammate Milden, trying to get the moves done on Yuri B, who's now going off to defensive mode. Quite as close into the slipstream as he'd like to be, and certainly the Bentley looks to be closer. Or is he? Is he? Going in the left-hander then. Still as you were. You see how Rocker has gathered himself, still running. But he's now got Dexter in 7th, very close to him as well. The Mighty McLaren looking strong at this track again, assuming the Fiat Evo will be as well. Right, why is he picking on the Ferrari, by the way? Like, can we just listen to the Ferrari's awesome? It's not a Fiat, okay? Just because you're all, yeah, oh no, what is it we call the McLaren? Don't have a nickname for the McLaren. At least it's not the Datsun Sunny you all drive. Or, oh, he's up the inside. No, he's not. He had a look and he tried to force a defensive move out of Iggy. Didn't get what he was looking for. So that Iggy successfully holds on to the position once again. But yeah, Mix 64 certainly 3.4 seconds now off in the lead. He is absolutely no slouch in the market. That is for sure. Milden still paying close attention. Oh, dare we have a look someplace else and see what else. Let's just have a look at the time. Mike Ferreira is closing in on Salazar. Itadak has got the move done there. He's back up to 10th. Will Castle within a second of Dexter, who is trying to close down on Hill Rocker, who made the mistake. But at the moment, it looks like he's doing more defending than attacking. Let's just put that back into focus properly then. We can see Will Castle and Dexter, Ferrari on McLaren. And it is getting very close between the two of them. Yuri B once again though, absolutely applying all the pressure. All the pressure here. And I tell you, Milden's applying just as much pressure here. He's keeping this absolutely beautiful in the background. And MSX is definitely closing that gap. We can see the gap between the drivers distinctly closer than it was on the last lap. Oh, and they're side by side. They're simply a corner behind, and it's up the inside for the McLaren. So there we go then. In the chat we were saying the mighty McLaren looking strong at this track, and it is definitely just done a Fiat Evo. Oh, and the Fiat Evo is going to get done from the Bentley as well. So it is, so it's Bentley on to Fiat. Oh, and the Boltley sails through, and Itadak, he comes surfing in the background, giving it the full Tony Hawk rail grind there. On the curb, he's come flying round that corner. Flashed his lights at Dex Dexter like he owns that position, my friend. You've got to take what is yours if you want to overtake here. Given the flash of lights, he's carrying a bit of damage from the early incident as well. It's a very, very, very close row of 4 cars here. Itadak just at the back. Will Castle is the man leading them at the moment. Andret second here. Oh, Itadak tries to go up the inside. That is not the place to make a move, as to come in to Murray's again, and definitely don't want to try and moves around Karam, that is for sure. But he did try. Yuri B still going to get past the Lamborghini, still no joy for him at the moment. Andret trying to get past Will Castle. Itadak trying to get the move done on Dex Dexter after the early mistake he made. A bit of contact, found himself falling well down the field, but he's got himself well back up again. No, that's not supposed to do that. Yeah, but he's getting himself well back up again in the field again. Yuri B, look how close this is. Again, coming through the same section in the infield along to Hamilton. It gets very, very close indeed. Just not quite finding the way to get past. It looks like Iggy is defending exactly where he needs to hold the position. Dexter still under attack from Itadak, but they've closed back in on Andret then. Visible bit of space there between him and Will Castle. So Will Castle stretching his legs just a little bit, trying to shake off the advances of this chasing group. Dexter isn't... once again, hasn't had a clear rear view mirror for the whole of the race. Oh, and Yuri's got it done. Yuri has got it done. The patience has paid off. The man in the Audi then, he's coming around the last corner. Going to go into Murray's. Oh, the Lambo's going to get very close. Both men are going to be on the brakes. Very heavy indeed. Oh, look how close the Lambo still manages to maintain. So Milden now looking at the mighty Iggy in third, and Yuri B in second place then. Will Castle is still leading. Andret, Dexter and Itadak. Itadak still trying to get that move done there. Mike Ferreira is trying to get himself past Salazar then. Not into the last corner though. Definitely not someplace you want to do it. Great slip scene for Itadak. Once again, we can see just how difficult it is to get an overtake done on this track. Lap after lap, you have to be very patient. The Mercedes driver does look the quicker out of the two at this precise time, but Dex is having to do a lot of defending to hold on to this position. Oh, Albi, he loves it. Yeah, come on. Team Ferrari. Come on, Team Ferrari. Stick up for me here. Let's do this. Let's do this. Team Ferrari assemble. Never mind the Avengers. They're useless. Let's have a look. Milden and SOP then. The SOP drivers. Milden and MSX, sorry. 4th and 5th. At the minute, Milden is closing in on Iggy then, who is finding himself being dropped by Yuri. So Yuri proving that he does definitely have the pace over Iggy at the moment, stretching his legs off into the distance after getting that overtake done. Ooh, have a snap oversteer there, but keeps it under control. So it's Milden then who's now trying to take Iggy's podium place from him. Itadak and Dexter still battling out over the last position in the top 10. Oh, and he's run wide. Andret's run wide. That's going to cause all kinds of problems into the left hander. Itadak spots that and takes a much wider line to try and get a better run on both of them. Oh, and he's lost it. He's lowered the back tyres. The Bentley's absolutely lost it. Dex has kept his calm. Aitirak's going to go around the outside. No, he's not, because Karan is not the place to do that. He's going to have to be careful with the rejoin sideways. And he, manages to avoid Dexter. He almost came back across like a torpedo then. So Dexter, keeping a cool head when all others around you are losing theirs, will win you many, many races. And Aitirak comes straight in the pits to gather himself then. Andret 11th at the moment. He's got Mr. Deathzone just ahead of him. So I think he's actually down in the 14th position. Dexter's hung on to 8th then, after keeping a clear head while all others around him let theirs go. Dexter will be a happy man, I'm sure, to see some clear air both in front and behind him. 8th position then. Can he catch up to Whale Castle in the McLaren? Let us find out. Hill Rocker still in 6th SOP MSX and 5th. Milden is in 4th position. The Mighty Iggy's in 3rd. UDB is in 2nd. And Mix 64 is absolutely not mixing about at all. 3.2 seconds into the lead, so that's pretty much half a second a lap, just over half a second a lap. Mix is gaining on the opposition, although UDB, has just taken a huge chunk out with that. Half a second, in fact, as you see. Oh, and that's all kinds of action in Milden there. What's happened there? Was there contact with Iggy? The two of them were certainly very close. They were the closest two competitors. There was MSX has gained from that one then. Milden's gathered himself. That's, of course, Dexter. The cameraman around here is absolute dog poo. Yeah, I'll go back to Helicam. Sorry, I know it looks like cartoon cars on console and Helicam, but it's it's difficult to keep up with what's going on from the other cameras. Mike the God in 17th and Aitirak in 16th. Both have taken their pit stop. Khalifa still to take his pit stop, but he started in the pits. So he's got a charge in his hand. He qualified in 8th place. So he'll certainly be looking to make back as many positions as he can. And there's Deathzone 14th. Andrex recovered. He's in 13th. Ferreira is in 12th. And it's Silver Carter in 11th. GTJ is in 10th now, trying to get ahead of Salazar. Dexter still got that nice bit of clear track there. He's in 8th. Just ahead of him, though, is a battle between Whale Castle and SOP's Milden, who's been overtaken by Hill Rocker. There is a little rundown. Oh no, sorry, so that was when Milden was involved in the incident. Of course, Hill Rock had made it through as well then. So sorry, that's how that happened. It was Milden, of course, that was involved in that little going off. So yeah, Hill Rocker did gain the place back. I mean, an SOP MSX is in 4th and is the second SOP driver to try and get past 3rd placed man Mighty Iggy. Then we've got UDB in 2nd, trying to close the gap. We've already got back markers for Mix 64. That is Mike the God, fellow McLaren driver. Very difficult to get the overtake done here, so we'll see it on the exit to Murray's. Yep, Mike just pops himself over, and let's mix through. 2.7 seconds. Let's see if it's still 2.7 seconds as we watch MSX battle on with the Lamborghini one. Oh, he's getting very close there. Very close, in fact. Very close. And he backs out of the... Oh, he backs out of it in the turn 1. Surprised to see that. I am surprised to see that, if I'm honest. Thought he might have kept his foot in there. Actually, he's going to bring Hill Rocker right back into play as they turn into the infield section. What was siren? Nope, not quite yet. Not quite yet. So it's going not bad then for Mix. UDB, someone give UDB a shout in the chat. Do we think he can hang on for another hour? Do we think Mike the God's going to have to come back in for some more fuel as well, actually? That could be an interesting one. He took his pit, yeah, well outside the 1 hour 10 mark left of the race, so that could be an interesting one to see how that goes for him. Hill Rocker trying to get himself back into a podium contention. Wow, the heat in here is incredible. Hey, I knew the VPB teams would be in here. Good evening. Let's go, Mr. Death Zone. Yeah, a bit of an unauspicious start for Mr. Death Zone, unfortunately, but he is getting himself back into the race. Good evening, Dr. Nailbender. How we doing, bud? Welcome to yourself and the VPB racing team. Sal Grosso. Oh, close for Silver Carter then. Trying to get back into that is Mike Ferreira. Salazar. Hey, just finished watching the boys crushing it. Oh, nice. On the touring cars. Yeah, how did it all go on? Oh, he's just glitched into the ground. Oh, please, server, don't start messing about on this. We don't need this. It's not what we need, you know. Yeah, no, he's running fine. Just a bit of a glitch. It's fine. So Silver Carter, Mike Ferreira, still locked in this battle, trying to get themselves past PTX Salazas, so they can get themselves into the top 10. Andret, who was comfortably in the top 10, made that mistake in the Bentley, double mistake in fact. Finds himself down to 13th, and he is behind this group, so definitely quicker. Jixer won the second race, nice. James Lee second place. Oh wow, nice. Wow, Jixer second. Jixer won the second race, James Lee second, Kieran got 5th. And in the first race, Kieran was 4th. Superb. Yeah, nice one. Oh wow, I'm going to have to go back and watch that then. Yeah, sure, yeah, I'll go back and watch that. That'll be good to watch. Let's have a look and see what we see here then. MSX has been overtaken by Hill Rocker then. So Hill Rocker doing everything he can to get himself back up to the podium position. Mix must have made a mistake. I think there's been a couple of times we've jumped to Mix. We've seen a lot of dust kicking off his tyres. We did see Yuri B close half a second in one lap. And yeah, that gap has dropped by a second then. So Yuri on the same stretch of tarmac coming around the same corner. So I'm guessing that's a lot closer than 1.8 seconds. I mean, I'm going to go out on a limb and say that is definitely a lot closer. But my internet, glad I'm on early to fix it. I missed the start. How's the race? Yeah, the race is going great. Well, it depends who you're cheering on, I suppose. Oh, Mix is definitely losing time to Yuri. He's definitely losing time to Yuri. Silver Carter. Oh, yep, talking to Spice. Can we get a side order? Oh, is he going to go around the outside? He's going to try to cut. I can't go around the outside. I tell you what, Mike Ferreira's going to say thank you very much. It's going to be a 3-wide Code Brown situation. No, it's a 2-wide boxed in situation. Mike Ferreira's got himself a real headache now because Andret is going to join in. Oh, and it's side by side with Ferreira. Salazar and Carter. Carter gets the move done. Oh, Salazar drops back into position. Bit of contact, bounces across. And you kind of saw that one coming a bit of a mile away. Not much anybody could do. And he do. Oh, and I tell you what, Khalifa's managed to avoid further tragedy in his race. Big deep breath, everyone. Let's just calm ourselves down and try and evaluate exactly what just happened there. That was fun. That was interesting. So yeah, Mike Ferreira, Salazar, Silver Carter. All kinds of bits of to and fro in there. And we're seeing some, I'm going to see some changes in the position. Still only Itadak and Mike the God that have taken their pit stops so far. Yeah, Militant, the track is very, very, very tight indeed. Mr. Death Zone, let's have a look and see. Now he's now the man that finds himself behind Mike Ferreira in the Bentley. Andret up to 13th with Khalifa in 12th. I expect Khalifa to make big moves. He did qualify in 8th, like I say, he didn't. He started from the pits, didn't hit driving time. A bit of a rookie move there. Schoolboy error. But he's recovering at the moment. Still does have to take his mandatory pit stop as well. But here we see crossing the start-finish line. For the 12th time asking it, is Mr. Death Zone hunting down Mike Ferreira. Mercedes on Bentley here. This makes me nervous for the arm race, Darnell. Yeah, listen mate, just, yeah. Brake 5 metres earlier than you think you're going to need to brake and let everybody whiz on past, my friend. Consistency will get you to the end and get you a good position time and time again. Just look at Dex Dexter this season. Sort of. Goodness me. That was close. So I'm just looking at someone else here. MSX. Doc Nailbender just gave him a shout in the chat. He's still piling the pressure on Hill Rocker. Deathzone's still piling the pressure on Mike Ferreira. I'm saying ERT Khalifa as well. Like I say, he started from the pit, so expect him to make moves as well. Mike the God is in an interesting position. He was caught up with Andretti in the first lap. He did come in to take his pit, so we're not sure if he is going to have enough fuel to get to the end. Very hot, very dry air in here, sorry. Fans blasting every place. I'm hanging off the edge of my seat. Mix is pulling away a bit again, as has been pointed out in the chat. Yuri B 2.3 seconds in, so he's gathered himself. Mike Yegi still in third with Hill Rocker. Still hanging on to fourth place, but he's definitely got a fight in his hands with MSX closing him down. Notice Pro-Am. Yeah, I'm not sure how many reserves we've actually got for that league, if I'm honest, bud. I think that's one of the issues. We could definitely see about that, because obviously we do want to get them streamed as well. But yeah, the numbers, I'm not even sure how many's in there tonight. Is it as low as 9? Or how many? I'm not sure. If you've got any info on how it's going in that race, feel free to share it. I can only log into one at a time. Oh, Hill Rocker, Hill Rocker, Hill Rocker has been overtaken again by MSX. So MSX is back up to 4th. Yeah, so he's jumped on there, right, so tell you what, let's get some action here then. Jump in a helmet cam so we can see exactly what. Oh, I tell you what, just as we do that, it's side by side, and oh, he's up the inside, leaves just enough space then, but the Mercedes holds on to the position. But he's going to challenge right back into him as they come into Nelson, so it's all going to be out the corner exit from this unbelievably tight left-hander here. Salazar, we can see in the background as well. Mike Ferreira and Mr. Deathzone still going on. A bit of a gap between them now, though, has to be said. So Ferreira stretched these legs ever so slightly. Yeah, Steam and the Arm Racer, Forza, you guys always run at the same time as the pros. So yeah. Although, yeah, if the ARMS is full next week, we should have done that. Now, how have the arm races been? Yeah, I've actually got the result. Oh, the Bentley. Almost catching them out. Let's have a look. Let me just see the arm standings. Yeah, so Jimmy Boy Horn is leading the way, but he's definitely not had it all his own way. GT Charity and Shab Josh make up the top 3. Dark Blue Dan and Salmakis. Also, Murcielago. Is he really in the arms? Wow. That is a strong league. GT Charity actually in that league. Oh, let me tell you what, I'm too busy looking at the league standings from the amateurs. Well, actually, we'll talk about them during the program tonight. Oh, still this battle goes on then between Andretti and Khalifa. Andretti gets a great exit again. Khalifa trying to shake the slipstream then. Can't make too many weaves across the track to defend as they're coming along the Bentley straight. Is he going to try one into Nelson? Oh, Khalifa's completely lost his brakes there. And you feel that Mike Ferreira's going to come through there as well, and perhaps Mr. Death Zone 2. No, not quite actually, not quite. Hill Rocker has come into the pits. So we'll see where he comes out in relation to Mike the God. Mr. Death Zone PTX Salazar making up the rear of the field at the moment. Mix 64 still trying to manage the gap here to Yuri B, still around about the 2-second mark. The Amrish, yeah, judging by the results, they have been not too bad. Not a lot of DNFs as well. A couple of drivers, but yeah. You never know. Depending on the numbers, it would mean, the only problem is it would mean swapping the times around. So, what times are they doing at the front? Well, let's see. Yuri B, we're on board with him at the moment. His best is a 1:47.9, and his previous was a 1:48.1. And in fact, if we'll leave it in this view, any second now, we'll see Mix 64's lap time pop up at the bottom left of your screen there. Oh, it doesn't even fit properly, John. I bet you when I change it, I miss it. 1:48.6, 1:48.7. So the two drivers lapping very, very, very closely indeed. Bear with me 2 seconds, I'm just going to quickly top up this glass of water. It is very dry and warm in here. Good evening, Tropic Rock. Back in 2 seconds. Yeah, and you guys as well, let me hear, and no joke, if you hear a droning in the background, then no jokes about my voice, but if you do hear a droning in the background, let me know and I'll point the fan in another direction. The things we'll have to do, let's have a look and see down the field though. A bit spread out at the moment. There is a bit of a battle here with Andretti, still getting involved in the action. He's dropped back down again. He was about to make a move on Mike Ferreira. And something else is going on. So Andretti definitely not having the best of races, unfortunately. Finding it hard to keep it on track, section after sector. I'm sure we'd be glad to get this one well and truly out of the way. But it is looking pretty good for Mix 64, Yuri B and the mighty Iggy at the moment. All the other drivers suffering slight mishaps. Well, MSX, who's he looking at? That is Mike the God he's looking at. So Mike the God's been lapped. That's a mighty Iggy ahead. So that might actually help MSX then. He could sneak himself a bit of slipstream there. Get himself a bit of a pull along. Itadak. He's coming into the pits to take his mandatory stop. Although, is he back in? I think he is back in. Hopefully the car's not undrivable. Mike Ferreira on ERT Khalifa. Khalifa back up to 10th now. Mike Ferreira, he's got chasing him down. So the Maka running not too bad as well. Let's not forget Will Castro. I did think he was the one involved in the incident earlier. It was actually his teammate Silva Carter, who himself has had a great recovery drive in the Mercedes. Come on, cameraman, you're not even trying now. He's back up to 9th in the Mercedes. And Will Castle currently running in 6th. Looking pretty solid at the moment. There we go, Tropic Rock cheering on Militant for later on. Yeah, it's going to be a good race with the pros around here later on. It's going to be interesting to see how they handle this track. It certainly gets very busy. Mix 64 is the man in the lead. Oh, he's coming to pits. 42 minutes left of the race. well short of the halfway mark. He's come into the pits and he has given Yuri B the lead of the race. Ooh, this is interesting. Itadak still in the pit, so it's a lot of damage he's getting repaired at the moment by the look of it. Yuri B leads the race. Mike Yiggy comes through. There, it just goes to show you the pace that Mike the God's got. He's actually keeping up quite easily with the Mike Yiggies. You can see just ahead of him there. So after that early incident, Mike well out of position. But he has taken his pit stop, so he is in it for the long haul. And he can certainly make up a few plays. MSX is coming in the pits as well then. Ooh, they're all sneaking in. MSX. Mix, sorry. Is off and running. Mix and MSX right next to one another in the pits. That was never ever going to end well. I'm sure these drivers do this to me deliberately just to keep me on my toes, and they certainly do. Mix 64 is going to be on his toes. He's come bursting back out across the checkered line. Is he in fact in 7th? No, because Silver Carter is ahead of him. So I think he's in 8th place. There he is in the background. Yes. So he has come back out in 8th position. Miles ahead. MSX, let's see how many positions there are in between. That was a pretty comfy lead there. Mix 64. There's confirmation then. He's come back out the pits in 8th position. So he's absolutely flown through that pit stop. Mike Ferreira and ERT Khalifa are going hammer and tong. And again, the cameraman, absolute nonsense. Khalifa just been overtaken by Mike Ferreira. Death zone. We're going to get the move done on Khalifa as well. Let's see, MSX. Is he? Yes, he is ahead of Hill Rocker, so he's got the job done that he needed. Sorry, we're going to have to go back to Helicam. This is unusable like this. Oh, yeah, camera set 2. Yeah, we can go with camera set 2, that works. That one works. Let's have a looky see. Let's have a looky see. Oh, Yuri B's come into the pits then. Ooh, ooh, ooh. And that's up the camera, so when you go return to garage, drive, Helicam, and stay out of the pits. Let's just see. Mix 64 then is coming around the last corner now. On the start-finish straight, Yuri B is still in the pits. Cracking outlap by Mix 64. Yuri B is rolling, but I'll tell you what, that's definitely going to be more than the 2-second lead that Mix had pre-pit stop there. In fact, Mr. Deathzone and Khalifa are going side by side. Mr. Deathzone round it outside. He does love it round it outside. Nope. Decides not quite this time. Lets Khalifa, the fellow AMG driver, through. And the pit crews are now bonkers. Will Castle, GTJ, Silver Carter, Mike Ferreira, Andret, and PTX Salazas all in the pits simultaneously then. Will Castle has in fact exited. GTJ is on the exit. Mr. Deathzone is on the charge. Yuri B. This is where it gets confusing. Yes, he does actually have Khalifa and Deathzone between himself and Mix 64. So the gap then. Oh, Mr. Deathzone's run wide. He's got himself a bit of gap. I'll tell you what. Either Yuri has had an absolute nightmare in the pits, or Mix 64 has just pulled off the greatest pit stop in the history of ACC. He was only 2 and a bit seconds ahead of Yuri B before they went in the pits. He's now, what, 12 seconds ahead? Am I reading that right? Somebody please point out if I'm wrong here. But, oh, Gamma17, hello, thank you for the follow. Please tell me that popped up. Why am I not getting sound for that? Ah, because I used that. Ah, that's very clever. Haha, okay. Apologies for my stupid people. Oh no, now we've lost game sound. What? Okay, we've got game sound back again. Why is the game sound going? Right, somebody please going to fix the audio on this. Why is that not working? Okay, sorry, I'm busy looking at that. I can't figure out why you guys aren't getting game sound anymore. That suddenly stopped working. I don't understand. Okay, so you're getting some game. Why? Yeah, honestly, got no idea why that's being like that. Oh, wow. Sorry, let me just see. Right, so the Mighty Iggy's coming in the pit. Sorry, I'm completely distracted there by the sound issues. But now apparently you are getting game sound. Huh? So what? Right, okay, there you go. You got game sound again. Sorry, I'm totally, absolute worst broadcaster in the world. Pay attention to what's going on track. Yeah, nobody in the chat is confirmed, by the way, but it does look to me like Mix64's had an absolute blinder. Yuri B must have had a nightmare pit stop. 14 seconds is now the gap. Mighty Iggy's holding on for all he can against the SOP's MSX for the final podium position of the race. 34 minutes still to go. Everyone has taken their pit stop, obviously, while I was too busy trying to fix the sound issues, which now means you are all probably struggling to hear me. Probably not a bad thing. That does down out the fan as well. Let's have a look. We've got Aitadato still in the pit. Salazar in 16th. Death Zone 15th. Mike de God in 14th position. Mike Ferreira's in 13th. Andrecht is in 12th. We've got ERT Khalifa just ahead of him in 11th. Silva Carter in 10th. GTJ is in 9th with ERT Dexter in 8th position. Will Castle is in 7th. We've got SOP Milden in 6th. Hill Rocket in 5th. MSX is in 4th. The podium at the moment is made up of the Mighty Iggy in 3rd, Yuri B in 2nd, and Mix 684 absolutely gunning it off into the distance in 1st position. But the battle for the podium is definitely not over. Let's do a bit of the old helmet cam. We can switch that to there. Hopefully that'll still work. And we can see some lap times as well. 49.60 from Hill Rocker, 49.3. Last, getting very close there. Very close indeed. Yeah, so that's still running. Very strange. I'm only wondering if whether Simon's actually been in here and tried speaking to me, and I haven't got to hear. No sign as yet. So another classic here from Snetterton. The battle for the podium is going to go right down to the end here. The Bentley getting a bit squirrely on the exit at the corner there. You can see just how much the drivers have to steer in the camber of these corners. Absolutely using the curb to rotate the car as much as possible through this very, very, very tricky infield section. Coming out of the infield section now, of course, along on the Bentley straight. Nelson, Bombhole, Karam and Murray's. Sounds easy. Here we come to end Sector 2. Start Sector 3 with Nelson. That funny left kink into the right hander. Avoid that sausage so as not to unsettle the car. And then into Bombhole. Such a tricky section to try to balance the accelerator. Not get the back of the car Kicking out right out in front of you, round the corner, to the right, to the right, to the right. Heavy on the brakes, sharp left again. Avoid that sausage if you can. Definitely don't want to unsettle the car more than you need to. Try and get the car rotated as sweetly as possible. Both drivers managing to do so. So ding, ding, ding. Seconds out around 72. The Iggy with the 48.7, 49.0 from MSX. Mix 64 is. Whoa, that got close. Well, that got very close as well. It does look at the moment as if MSX has got the pace required to break away from Iggy if he can get the move done. But as has been said by several viewers and pros in the views in the chat, that yeah, definitely not an easy place to do it. Oh, and has he made it easy for him? No, he's run wider on that corner. He's managed to gather himself. Oh, it's going to be a much better exit for MSX in the Aston Martin. Applying all kinds of pressure here to the mighty Iggy in the Lamborghini, trying to get this last podium position in the bag. So it is Aston Martin versus Lamborghini. The Raging Bull raging on, still hanging on to that position. Mix 64 still in the lead of the race, with Yuri being second, and this is the battle for the podium. Into Nelson's once again under the bridge. Into the left, dab of the brakes, round to the right on the accelerator. Dabbing around you go again. Use the camera of the road to throw you around. Don't get too much of that curve, but it will spit you off into the shadow realm. A lot of runoff here. People say tracks like Bathurst and things, you've got close walls, nightmare. Well, you get caught in that runoff there and you can find yourself having a lot of grass to cover, and that ain't easy. 1 minute 48.3 for Yuri B in second place. The Mike Yiggy 49.2, 48.8 for MSX. So trading lap times, these two drivers. Great exit from the last corner from MSX. He's carried the corner through into the first speed beautifully, first corner as well. Into Montreal they will come, into the brand new infield, well, brand new 2011. Some of this infield section was added. The majority, of course, back in the oh no, it was 2010 that was added. Yeah, right enough, it was 2010. That's 2011 was the inaugural year for the infield section that we are currently in. Given some of the names, I suppose, Williams, Hamilton, Montreal, that was always going to happen. So he did close in the gap. Now it's being stretched back out again. Oh, very close under braking once again. Let's have a look and see what else we can see through the field. We're concentrating on these drivers up at the front. It's not often the guys at the front get so much camera time. MSX still the closest drivers. Itadak retired, unfortunately, car undrivable. So he's going to finish the race retired and in the pits. He'll still collect points though for finishing 17th. Salazar in 16th. Mr. Death Zone still in 15th. Mike the God 14th. Khalifa had to start in the pits after qualifying in 8th. Now finds himself in 13th place. Andret 12th. Mike Ferreira in 11th. Then it's the top 10. Silva Carter in 10th. GTJ in 9th. Blah, blah, blah. Dex Dexter in 8th. Will Castle 7th. Milden in 6th. Hill Rocker in 5th. And then it's MSX and the Mighty Iggy fighting it out for 3rd place, with the Mighty Iggy holding on to that podium position at the moment. 28 minutes still left to go. Track temperature 39 degrees, so it really is getting toasty warm out there. Yuri B in 2nd, Mix 64 still off and running. Wow, 10 to 2 in the afternoon. That is a cozy track for the drivers then. Oh, let's make sure we get that sized properly. That's better. There still was this battle at the front and the closest two drivers, and it is the last podium position that these two are fighting it out for. Let me just reopen this again. Who do we think is going to get it? Give us your predictions in the chat. Who do we think? I'm going to go... Who do we think? Who do we think? Come on, put in it. I am going for... There you go. There's Raven's prediction. 78 MSX for the podium. The Aston Martin. That is who I'm going for. Anybody else jumping in the chat? Let's see some predictions. Who is going to finish where? Yeah, I can back that. Dog Nailbender, team winning. Dog, just in case you're wondering, yes. I've got the glasses on, my friend. I mean business. And I'm sure MSX does have his on too. This summer, one man, one desire. All he wanted was to mean business. The glasses were the way forward. This summer, Double O Raven is in the specs. Don't know. I'll need to practice that. Hill Rocker 49.9. Oh, Milden with a 48.9. Oof. Let's go and see Milden. He has massively closed that gap on Hill Rocker then. He is not happy with sharing the camera time with his SOP teammate. And I tell you what, he is looking to get the move done on Hill Rocker. McLaren, Audi, Lamborghini, Aston Martin, Mercedes, Bentley. Top 6 cars, all different manufacturers. The Macca and the Mercedes and the Bentley appearing twice each in the top 10, with a lone Ferrari piloted by the ever-consistent, cool and calm-headed Dex Dexter. He actually messaged me last week. I forgot to message him back. I was in my bed sleeping. You know that I forgot that. Dex, I'm so sorry. If you're watching this back, mate, thank you for the kind words after the race. But you had an absolute phenomenal one. So, yeah, well done on this race again this evening, my friend. Another solid top 10 to round out the penultimate race of the season. Of course, it is the final race of the Summer Series next week. That is Silverstone. That's right, it will be a 90-minute race at Silverstone. Buckle up, boys and girls, it's going to be a good one. And it certainly will be. There'll be places up for grabs right through the championships. Salazar then trying to close in on Death Zone here in the dying stages. 24 minutes left to go, so almost an hour. Our valiant troops have been out there on the track plying their trade, and it is the SOP team. Oh, and I tell you what, look how low, in and out, in and out, in and out the slipstream there. Is he going to carry more speed through the apex? Looking very planted. Doesn't, though. Hill Rocker gets the slightly better exit. Slightly wider entrance. Oh, from the Bentley. Doesn't quite control that there, Hill Rocker. Will get himself some breathing space. Mighty Iggy absolutely isn't getting any breathing space though. SOP's MSX. He is after that podium. This summer, one man, one podium spot. Would it be MSX? Would it be the Mighty Iggy? Coming soon, the conclusion. That will of course be concluded in the next 23 minutes. Can MSX hang on in there? Can the Mighty Iggy soak up the pressure in the Lamborghini? He's certainly more than capable of doing so. He's certainly more than capable of defending, and MSX is definitely more than capable of getting a clean overtake done as they come through Sector 3 once again. Salazar is still closing in on Death Zone, keeping the Portuguese driver very, very honest indeed. Oh, Milden's closed right back up again to Hill Rocker. Oh, he's going for a dart up the inside into the last sector. Is he going to bomb one up the bomb hole? Oh, and he has. He's put it up the inside on the bomb hole, and that's it. They're coming round into the last. He's actually got a move done there where I said at the start of the show you couldn't get any moves done. So coming through Karam and into Murray's, he's absolutely switched places with the Mercedes driver. And it is Bentley driver into 5th and SOP teammates now back-to-back positions. And I'll tell you what, MSX, not to be outdone. Is he going to get an overtake done on this lap as well? So it looks like we could have backed the wrong SOP team member to get the overtake. What a move that does. Who doesn't love to stick one inside of Indeed, it's exactly what it's there for. The bomb hole is definitely one. If I'm fucking fleeing one up the inside, let's face it. And yeah, driver's not shy on a Monday night. Love to see it. Hill Rocker trying to get the move back done on SOP Milden. MSX still in a battle here. Time for the pre-race ritual. I'll still be watching. You can tell he slipped up on the bomb hole before. Indeed, Tropic Rock, he knew exactly what he was doing. He had these tyres pointed the right way and everything. I keep overshooting the bomb hole. Never ends well. Yeah, there's only so much more of this I can take before I completely buckle, so we should probably stop there before I get sacked and never get to broadcast on children's television again. Hey, hey! All fun and games till you start telling jokes. Seriously, who lets me out unleashed onto the public? This channel's supposed to be for under 18s. Goodness gracious me. Let's get some more motes in the chat. Boom. Lots of motes. Boom. Don't get Lisa's. Goodness me. Take me to the dungeon. Nope, nope, nope. Leave it alone. Leave it alone. You know, Austria is an interesting country. Ooh, MSX, MSX, MSX. 20 minutes left in the race and he still has every intent of taking this final podium position from the mighty Iggy, but the Lamborghini driver is definitely more than keen to hang on to a aforementioned podium position. Oh, he's getting very close indeed. Coming through the middle of this new sector 2 along to Hamilton's they'll come. Around that left-hander into Augie's. I used to play football with a guy called Augie. Absolutely vicious left foot he had. It was unbelievable. The guy's shots were just always on target. Didn't matter which way he was facing. Crazy. Mike Ferreira. Is he? No, he was trying to get moved on Andretti. Doesn't quite. Andretti, of course, started in the top 4. Finds himself way back down the field now. Way back down the field. Oh, round the left-hander, into the right-hander. And we're going to see more bomb hole manoeuvres. It doesn't look like it's going to be on this lap. MSX not quite up to date with as Milden is. Up the inside. Itadak still in the pits, but we have lost the driver. So Itadak's got an undrivable car. He's going to finish in the pits, and we've lost someone. Who have we lost? Who have we lost? Don't know. If anybody can spot who we've lost, put me in my misery, please. That'd be great. Thank you. Mike Ferreira. Still trying to close on Andretti, trying to get himself into that top 10. Andretti, the gatekeeper at the moment. Still can't take our eyes off this battle up at the front here. You know, as soon as you do, someone else will happen someplace else on the track. But it is MSX and it is the mighty Iggy that are absolutely going out at hammer and tong here for the final podium spot. Mix 64, 18 minutes to go with an 11.8 second lead. So he's looking pretty comfortable up there at the moment. It is Snetterton, of course, and we've seen from the helmet cam we've had this evening that it is definitely not a flat, easy course to drive. Let's do some more of it now, shall we? He said we missed it earlier. Oh, missed the steering wheel. There's the dashboard, there's the helmet cam. Oh, he's getting it done. How is it? I speedway lap after lap, and as soon as I jump in the helmet cam, oh, he's going to go for it into Nelson. Oh, he's got some pre-bomb hole manoeuvres here. Oh, and he's missed his braking zone, and he's going to wait for the Lamborghini to go past. He's going to rejoin the track, and that's going to leave a big gap between the two of them, and that is going to be all the building work once again then from SOP MSX. Looked like he was going to get that done there. Sorry, that's in the wrong camera focus. I do so hate when that happens. Oh, into Nelson's. Oh, he was so hoped to have had the move done by this point. It was. great bit of action. You're right, Mr. Dr. Nailbender? Mr. Dr. Nailbender, sir. Cost them both times there, 50 and a 51.3. Let's see what Milden's lap time is actually. If we keep watching the bottom of that board on the left, I'm not going to change the view just in case. 149.2, so 2 seconds quicker than MSX he was there. Are we looking in the wrong direction for the next SOP overtake? Will it be Milden closing in on his teammate? Let's have a look and see what the gap between those two is. I think it's pretty substantial actually. Unless I've misread. We're going to find it any second. Of course that's the drivers that don't have times next to their name. As soon as I... Oh, 11 seconds. 11.9, yeah. So he has got himself a big ask there. But... yeah, certainly not out with the realms given Milden's results so far this season. Mike Ferreira unable to get the move done on Andret. Andret, in fact, trying to get the moves done now on Silver Carter. I believe they're always up the inside. Side by side on the exit drag race. The Mercedes absolutely gobbles up the Bentley then. Bentley tries to go up the inside. That was never going to work unless you absolutely wiped out your opponent there. All it's done is created himself a bit more hard work to do to close that gap. Silver Carter then still defending valiantly, looking to hang on to 9th place. ERT Khalifa closing in on Mike the God. It's all coming alive now in the last 15 minutes, as it always does with this lot. If you do want to get involved, by the way, if you do like to see, like what you see on screen and you want to get involved, this is PS4. And there is also PC races as well. You can get yourself involved. Just click that link that's just popped up in the chat. And yeah, you'll be able to get involved. With the racing, keep up to date with all the events that we've got coming up. We've got a 75-minute race to Misano in GT4 cars on Saturday night. We've got the Staff and Patron race. Oh, he's close, he's close. That was always going to be a contact there. Don't know what he was thinking there. He was never ever. That was a Lewis Hamilton-esque manoeuvre. Oh, and he's just lit the back tyres up. He's going to find it hard to get the power down. He's going to find it even harder to get on the brakes. Yep, and yeah, you don't do it smoothly. You do it badly, and that just goes to show you what can happen if you're not very smooth on your inputs around that section of the course. Silver Carter gets himself a bit of breathing space with 14 minutes. Oh, did we miss something? Yeah, that was very tight through the bomb hole there. Yeah, it often can be unless you get a bit of practice. You really need to aim it and guide it properly getting through there. And yeah, I wasn't quite able to that time. And it's Andrek that has made the place on Silver Carter. So I'm not sure if there was something that we missed on the way around there, but Silver Carter did seem to give over the place very easily in the end. Andrek. I'm laughing at things that I shouldn't even be saying. If I laugh at them, it means that I said them the way I was meaning them to sound. Don't do it. Come on. Stop making the jokes. I've got a whole pro race of this to go. MSX is slowly closing in. Yes, he has gathered himself once again. Milden's the interesting time. I mean, we've still got 13 minutes to go. If these two keep battling and Milden can get lapping at similar times. In fact, let's Silver Carter and Andret. No, let's jump on board with the MSX and have a look at the times in the bottom left-hand corner. So his previous lap 149.1. They're just now in the infield section. We have the new fuel map on the left-hand side. Let me just get that so you can actually see the screen. Hey. I saw a video, three wide into the bomb hole. That must have been, yeah, that must have been a calamitous ending. You would have had to be very, very, very careful on your exit speed there, I would have said. in the left-hander into Nelson's. Coming in everyone's favourite part of the track. It looks like it's going to be single file this time round. If Disney get away with it in their films, listen, that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. You know what I mean? You can, must be prolapse. Oof. Yes, indeed. That was. Oh, tears in my eyes. Oh, goodness gracious me. Goodness gracious me. Somebody pay attention. Kane, you've got a lot of work on your hands tonight, my friend. You need to fix me again. Leon Seeley wins the internet today. Congratulations. Oh, goodness me. Ah, don't you dare. No, no, everyone tell Kane. No, 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 going back to bed. Tell him. Everybody, you need him in the pro commentary team. Come on, come on, come on. Oh, 10 minutes. Oh, my eyeballs are actually sweating. MSX, come on, I predicted you in the chat. No curse of the commentator. Can he get the move done? Can the commentator gather himself before end of the race? Will anyone point out the team name that he read out, which was double, never mind. Tears in my eyes, but there's been plenty of those. Oh, goodness me, you're on your own. Oh, MSX, he's definitely closing. Still the closest battle on track. Salazar's 15th, Death Zone in 14th, Mike the God in 13th, Khalifa. Khalifa's in 12th and Mike Ferreira in 11th. Silva Cara is in 10th place. Somebody's just made a mistake and gone way off the track there. Silva Carter in 10th. We get as far as that. Andre at 9th. Dexter still in 8th. Another great finish for him on the way. And Hill Rocker then. He got overtaken by SOP Milden and Will Castle. Is now, let's take this. Yeah, easy, Leon. Yeah, you definitely do want to take it serious. That bomb, honestly, the bomb hole overtakes. You absolutely got to be serious with that stuff, mate. You can't be messing about. It's a tricky manoeuvre. FSX. Still trying to get the tricky manoeuvre done. Oh, Salazas. Back marker comes across. Oh, look at that. He manages to weave his way in and out as they come onto the Bentley straight then. So coming along into Nelson. Will Castle still trying to get a move done on Hill Rocky then to improve his position. 5-second penalty for breaking the commentator. Yeah, you went over the track limits there. So that's what's happened. Oh, Will Castle. What's happened there to Hill Rock? Has Hill Rock got some damage? He must have absolutely no pace along the straight there. Right, I now can't even say the sentence I was going to say, but Will Castle's got the move done. Let's leave that one there. SOP Milden in 5th, still trying to close up on MSX, who's still trying to find a way past the Mighty Iggy to get himself onto that podium spot. 8 minutes left to go. It is a diminishing window then. So Hill Rocker looks like he's struggling on the straights, but definitely not in the corners then. He managed to close up coming through Karam. The left-hander into Murray's almost on top of Whale Castle, but Whale off and running now. MSX, 1.1 seconds is the gap there. Milden has closed up dramatically. 2 odd seconds. At this rate, it does look like he's going to get to within 4 seconds at MSX, which wouldn't quite be enough, so it's all going to depend on whether Iggy and MSX battle and hold him up. I keep looking at the chat and laughing. Stop it. Goodness me, if only Simon was here to be the voice of reason. Who else have we got? Let's just have a look there. So yeah. Oh well, everything else is still working, it's just me that's broken. Oh well. Here we go. Nelson's into the bomb hole one more time. Another 3 trips in here for our drivers still to go. MSX still trying. Oh, I tell you what, he's got a bit of grass there. Got a bit of turf on the way out. And it's lit up his back tyres ever so slightly. Wants to make sure he doesn't miss his braking on there. Gets a much smoother entry there. Although the two cars are very different in layout and design, so we'll have different braking points and different lines into each corner. 6 minutes. Goodness me, you have absolutely ruined me this evening. Thanks very much. Salazar's in death zone. Till 15th of 4. Did we figure out who left, by the way? Yeah, total full-on commentator voice there, eh? Yeah, who left? Nobody leaves here till we find out who left early. That was a pure trade spot impersonation there. I can't do the full sweary, but of course. But yeah, we did have 17 drivers. We seem to be missing one. I can't figure out for the giggles of me who it is. We'll find out at the end when the race ends. I'm sure the race can't end quick enough though for the mighty Iggy. He's had a rear view mirror full of drivers this whole race. Clueless God. How we doing? Yeah, good race on tonight. Yes. This one has been not too shabby. It's certainly going to make it an interesting competition going into the final round at Silverstone next week. 5 minutes of this left to go, of course. I'll be back about 20 past 9. And we'll be bringing you the pro race. Yeah, definitely. It's all happening in the chat, actually. Yeah, the majority of it certainly is. Although, to be fair, yeah, it's not, John, leave it alone. No, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. Put that one aside. Let's just watch Mike Ferreira try and get past Silva Carter. Coming at the left-hander along Hamilton. Bentley straight, you'll try and get some slipstream. Close that gap, 4.5 minutes left to go. Will we see any positions change hands? It looks like Iggy has got this one absolutely nailed on at the moment. 1.1 seconds, now we got back to MSX. Well, I'm going to have to ban myself from watching the chat. That's, yeah. But yes, there have been, we even saw an epic overtake. Slipped one right up the inside through that very, very difficult right-handed complex. That really needs to be renamed. But it won't be. Mike Ferreira. Still trying to get his way past Silver Carter. This is for the final spot in the top 10. Hill Rock is coming to pits. Oh, we did think he was perhaps carrying a bit of damage with Will Castle left him standing. So Dex Dexter then shows once again, keeping a calm and level head. He's going to find himself a 7th position, a great finish. This will be, absolutely. How long is the race tonight? Forgot where I was in week and just noticed it's Monday race. Yes, 75-minute races it is tonight. Where is pro race start? I may be able to get on before start. So the pro race practice session starts in 5 minutes. And thank you very much, I appreciate that. The pro race, yeah, practice for that starts in about 5 minutes time. And then there's, what, 15 practice there. For some reason there's 20 minutes quali, but that's fine, that gives me and Kane a chance to pour coffees and do all that stuff before we're bringing the second half of the show. 3 minutes left to go. Come on, Team MSX. You've been backed in the chat. You've been backed in by the commentators. We'd love to see another move in the bomb hole to end the race and get you onto the podium. There's nothing better than making a move on the in the bomb hole and finishing on the podium. Absolutely double win if we can see it before the end. 2 minutes now left to go. So lap 41 is where this one is going to end. Lap 39 for Mix 64 at the moment, 13 seconds ahead of Yuri B. But it is this intense battle that we watched. In fact, it's getting a bit intense in here as well. Andrex, Silva Carter and Mike Ferreira. They are coming single file through the bomb hole. They're going to get another crack at this one as well. Before the end of the race, can we see any positions change hands in this middle order? I genuinely feel like I've got a coat hanger in my mouth. This is unbelievable. Yeah, so the leader is on the final lap. And it is probably just as well for my sanity. Yeah, no, get him in quality and practice and make sure you set a quality time. That's the best thing to do. MSX has to squeeze one. He does. He really does. Just make sure you don't get loose around. So SOP's MSX still trying to close in on the mighty Iggy. Hill Rocket still trying to close in on Andretti. He's got the move done. Sorry, he's been overtaken by Mike Ferreira. Mike trying to get, wow, can he get 2 last lap overtakes? Would be quite the grandstand finish. And of course, if he is going to get it done, he's going to get it done in the bomb hole, because that's exactly where he's almost aiming it. Yep, he's just ahead. So MSX is still got, Mix 64 has still got over half a lap to go. Silva Carter then. Oh, there we go through the gate. Closes in there. Doesn't quite get it done to Silva Carter though. Mike Ferreira, sorry. I'm all at 6s and 7s. You have absolutely destroyed me all this evening, people. Thank you very much. I've no idea what's going on. No idea what's going on. We should probably just jump on board with Mix 64. He is coming into Nelson's. That's Mike Ferreira just ahead of him. He's going to pop over. Mix 64 is going to cross the line. And he's going to win this evening's silver round 6 in the Summer Series, meaning Yuri B is going to finish in 2nd place. And the mighty Iggy did hang on then to that podium spot. And he is going to take 3rd. MSX just in arrears in 4th. Great run though. Milden in 5th. Will Castle in 6th. Dexter with a great 7th place he's going to get. Silva Carter and Mike Ferreira still battling out though for 8th and 9th. Hill Rocket 10th. Ardrect 11th. Mike the God is 12th. Khalifa is 13th. Death Zone finished in 14th. Oh, and that's just... yeah, he's given the place to stay back then. Mike gives him a little nudge then. Salazar comes across the line. Mike Ferreira and Silva Carter, the last 2 drivers, battling out on track then. As soon as they cross the line, that will be round 6 fully in the books. So yeah, quite the race it's been, quite the commentary it's been as well. That was certainly an interesting one. We'll let these guys cross the line. Of course, I have to dart off. We will be starting the pros. Ben Gallagher in the chat making his pro return tonight. Ooh, first time in a while that work has allowed it. The silver's looking not too bad. Oh, and Mike Ferreira then. Oh, it had to be that corner you made the mistake on the exit, didn't it, Mike? Ah, oh, goodness gracious me. So he does slide through the bomb hole into Murray's to finish his lap, and there we go. We have completed race number 6, or at least we have for the silvers. The Pro-Ams, of course, racing at the same time. We will see Then, if there's enough drivers, next week, yes, it did that guitar dude. Absolutely, mercilessly spat him clean out the other side. Which, yeah, is not something we really, really need. But a fantastic race from all involved. We will get full results. Steward adjusted results, of course, next week. Thank you to everyone that took part. Thank you for everybody watching. Thank you for everybody in the chat. Thank you to Gamma17 for the follow as well. I'm off to try and shoot the audio glitches in the heat, try and get them sorted out for the next. I'm sorry, I'm still absolutely all over the place after that. Some of those jokes, they were brilliant. I will be back in about 25 minutes with the man from Down Under, of course, Kane. He will keep it sensible. He knows what's going on. We'll be back to bring you coverage of the pros. So 20 minutes time, remember, you won't get a notification on Twitter, on Twitch, so keep your phone, your devices handy. And I'll be back in about 15-20 minutes. You all take it easy, stay safe, and good night.